Hello, Ikre. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm fine as well. So thank you for doing this. And secondly, congratulations for getting a really great score in your IELTS exam. So you've got an 8.0 in listening, 7.5 in reading, 6.0 in writing, and 7.5 in speaking. Overall, it makes up to 7.5. So how did you feel about your score? Do you get what you are expecting?
I was expecting a bit more, of course, but I would say I'm satisfied with it because I can also apply with this mark. So yeah,
Yeah. What is the band score that the university asks for?
it's above 6.5.
Wow. So you've got 1.5. Yeah, that's a really good achievement too. Before we do the speaking mock test, I want to ask a few questions about your exam experience. So, are there any unexpected experiences in the exam?
Yes, especially in speaking.
Oh,
So I was the one of the earliest candidates to take a speaking test.
Yeah.
Since it is with Zoom, I was a bit scared because the electricity is not really stable,
Yeah.
and my fear did come true back then. So during the speaking test, the electricity cut off. So I was like doing a part two of the speaking test. So when that happened, I was shocked and I froze for a while. But I did ask the examiner whether he still can hear me, and he said yes. So I continued. But I think it was a bit. I was a bit panicked, of course. And even though there was an emergency button to click if something happened, where the assistant would come and assist you, but somehow it was pretty tough.
Yeah, it is, right? Somehow you were, doing this test. I know that there can be some exam stress and exam fright, but if we are answering something, especially in part two, we have a sequence of thoughts in our mind. So it got cut off, I believe.
Yeah.
So how about other skills in listening, reading, and writing? Are there any unexpected situations?
For reading and listening, not that much. Even though for listening, like the audio was a bit blurry. I think because of the speaker and the distance that you're sitting and the speaker is a bit far, so you can have some like blurry effect when you listen to it. Another surprising one is in writing, especially on task 1. Usually, I have to write about a lie graph.
Yeah.
And normally, it would usually consist of 2 or 3 countries at most. But in my situation, I had to write 5 regions.
Okay.
And with a very different stages, a lot of fluctuation and upward trend, downward trend, like everything was quite challenging.
The graph was very complicated. Is that so?
And also the tax 2, the question was something that I'm not really quite familiar. And I think that is also why my grade wasn't really what I expected.
What was the topic in task 2, writing?
So I was asked, there is a last social contract between youth and the elderly, and I was asked how to improve it and what is the reason behind those things. So it was something I'm not really quite keep in touch with. So it was quite challenging.
It is a complicated topic that you get, Yeah. Okay, so this is a speaking mock test conducted in IELTS IV. So I will start with part 1. This is about accommodation. Can you tell me about the kind of accommodation you live in?
So I live in a 1-story building. It is located on a highway area, therefore it can be a bit noisy time to time, with especially with trucks and buses.
Yeah. Does the place you live in have many amenities?
It does, yes. So I live in a very peaceful and quiet neighborhood with who are very helpful in times of needs. And I also one of my neighbors is also my aunt, so we also have a lot of great times together.
What do you like most about living there?
Oh, there are a lot of things, but to begin with, as I've mentioned before, the neighborhood is quite pleasant, as well as the place I'm living, I'm access to all kinds of transportation. So whether I want to go to downtown or remote suburb area, I could just take any bus or taxi any given moment. Moreover, the garden in front of my house is something that I really like.
Yeah. Do you plan to live there for a long time?
Unfortunately, no, even though I do wish I could live longer. But since I'm going to overseas by the end of this year, I will be moving my education to another country.
Yeah. Is there anything you would like to change about the place you live in?
I have two minds about it. If right now I actually like on one hand I really like the original version of the place I'm living in, but on the other hand, if I have to choose something, I would choose about the location of the trash can. So it usually it used to be quite near to my house, but now it is shifted to much far away. Even though it's a good thing, if you think about it, you know, the smell and everything, but sometimes also you have to carry a lot of like bags and it's quite heavy. So it is something that I find annoying.
Yeah. So this is about birthdays. What did you usually do on your birthday when you were a child?
So every year I had a very nice birthday party with my friends and family, and also my relative. I used to have a lot of presents and also a birthday cake, which is the highlight of the party. And I also play a lot of fun party games as well.
Yes. How do you normally celebrate your birthday now?
So these days, maybe because I get older, it wasn't much of a big deal now, even if I had a birthday cake every year, but the celebration is much more small and intimate.
Yeah. Do you think it is important to give someone a card when it is their birthday?
I think it's really special. Personally, I love handwritten notes with beautiful words you're reading, especially you're dedicating to them or the love or the care you can show with the words. And I think it is necessary that people aren't even doing these things anymore.
Yeah. Do you think the price of gifts or presents is important?
For me, not necessarily. I don't think so. But for other might think that it is important. I mean, if you're going to a big party, you don't want to just buy a small gift, and then you want to buy something big. For some people, sometimes they would even say that the price of the gift you give to them is equivalent to how much you care for them. But I think the only purpose is the intention that you want to give, or that you actually care about them.
So let's move on to clothes and fashion. What is your favorite item of clothing?
My favorite item all time is pajamas. Every time, like you can wear it to any time. You can wear it anywhere, anytime, and it's comfortable. Especially my clothes my grandma sewed for me, and they are very comfortable, and also it's like you can choose any design you want, and you don't have to be like scared of what might people see you as, because it's just pajamas.
Yeah. Are there any traditional clothes in your country?
Oh yes, we have women's blouse. We call it chimbo, and as well as tamei, and it's like a long skirt that people usually wear when they're attending formal wedding or meetings.
Yeah. Where do you usually purchase your clothes?
It depends. I'm a bit shopaholic, so sometimes I would do just scrolling through Facebook and any type of social media that sells that has online shopping. Or sometimes I would go out with my friends or my family to get some clothing, especially when I am really in need for formal occasions, especially. to shopping mall or retail.
Yeah. Were you interested in fashion when you were a child?
As a child, I wasn't really into fashion compared to I am now. I used to wear boys' clothes most of the time, and I was even mistaken as a boy when I was young because I used to wear like just a t-shirt and a jeans, and with my short hair, people are much confused about my fashion.
Okay. So that will be the end of our speaking part 1. So let's continue with part 2. Here you have to describe someone who has had an important influence on your life. You should say who the person is, how long you have known him or her, what qualities this person has, and explain why they have had such an influence on you. So I will share the question for 1 minute. You have some time to note down your answer, and after that you have to talk on the topic for 1 to 2 minutes. Start.
The person who has the biggest influence in my life is none other than my mom. So she has been a big influence, I think, for my entire life.
Mm-hmm.
I have known her, so she gave birth to me, so I've known her my entire life. So what I really love about her and what makes her so influential to me is that she has a really unique personality compared to other people I've ever met in my life.
Mm-hmm.
She has always been true to herself. She never disguised for something she is not. And although she has this bland and fun personality, and for me personally, her determination stands out to me the most. She had influence about how I could live a better life and all my decisions, especially in school or university, since she has supported me financially and give me a home, love and warmth. I have always learned that to be a better person with all the things that she had taught me every day. And also her curiosity is also very biggest thing for me. She has never stopped learning from the first day. From the first day I knew her. Since I was a kid, she has always been a big fan of me, and the biggest supporter. And the reason why she had a big influence on me is probably she had shown me things in a way that other people don't. She never showed me any sort of threats or any cruelty, but she had shown me that people can also give love, even though how much they are back to us. The one quote that my mom taught me is in order to success in life, you need 3 things. That is love, perseverance, and determination. And I think by combining these 3, you can succeed anywhere, anytime in your life. And I hold on to that quote to my heart. I think it's probably because it's really nice one, and I could really utilize my future self.
Yeah. So in your opinion, do you think you take over your mom's qualities?
Yes. So I'm also a very bland speaker. I speak what I mind, set on it. I don't really disguise or, for some people, they would just think that if I say something, well, would they think like that, or would they think of me like that? I don't have things just like that.
It's very good. Being genuine, right? So that will be the end of our speaking part 2. So we will now move on with part 3. So this is about influence on young people. It's very similar with
Yes.
get on writing tasks too. So, what type of people influence the young in your country?
I think it has shifted over if we're looking from the past to the present, even in future. But currently, people are much more drawn into influencer, I guess. They show us this lavish lifestyle and all these things that we would want, all these expensive things that we thought that we needed in case that we actually don't. And also, and I think these days kids are much more blinded by all these influencing stuff that we actually think that we are not doing it right, and we should actually look up to them.
Yeah, that's a good point. So, do you think the education system in the country influences young people's behavior?
It does, yes. I think if for instance, in my country, so our education, it's let's just say not that very good standard. We have to memorize like a parrot and study them, and we have to write everything on exam on time. And I think it has we somehow from that kind of education system, we developed that we shouldn't take anything that seriously. We should just memorize it, and we don't need some sort of a critical thinking or some sort of cognitive behavior in our life in order to pass an exam or just accomplish something. And also, I think there's an unfairness in our education as well. We have to somehow need some sort of bribe or things that we have to give into them in order to in order to go into a much higher class in school or university.
Yeah. So, why is it important to have role models?
I think role models are quite essential, from a young kids to the elder. I think role model, it's like an influencer to you. You look up to them, you want to be like them, and I think in that case, choosing a role model is important. And it doesn't have to be big celebrities or philosopher and artist. It can just be someone who is close to you, but somehow you must aware the behavior and personalities, something that might not harm to you in the future.
Yeah. So, what do you think young people will be most influenced by in the future?
I think technology plays a big role in today's people being influenced. I think these days technological gadgets are ubiquitous. You can find almost everywhere. Therefore, I think technicians per se, I think they will play a significant role in how people would live their day-to-day life and how much they influence. For instance, these days we are more rely on ebooks and like Reddit, for instance, is the application where they write fan-fiction and stuff like that. And for those people, they are more they would listen more to those new writers that are more active on Reddit compared to those old philosophers or the writers who are much more drawn with paper books.
So this is about education as well. What do you think makes a good student?
I think it's a very tough question to answer, and I have to say it depends on the person. And so I have read an article that we, just like everybody is unique and different, we must have an education that is unique for them. So to be a good student, I think it is necessary to ask the people who are teaching us first, so like our parents or a teacher, whether they are showing you a right way of approaching a better life. I don't particularly think just getting a good score in high school or getting into a good ranking university makes you a good person. I think just like what a good person might do, a good student needs not only just the academic achievement but also a good personality and a pure heart.
Very good. So, what role should the teacher have in the classroom?
I think as a teacher myself,
Yeah.
that I teach kids these days. I think teachers plays a very big role for their upbringings. Because they not only teach you all these letters and textbook, like histories and stuff like that, not just subject based. They also teach you about mannerism. I think it's important as a teacher you teach them all the good behavior that they should do, not just make. Some might thought that they just pay us to teach. I think we should just teach them what they need in high school. I don't think that's true. I think as a teacher we must show to become a good person and to become something that better of themselves, so that they don't just feel neglected.
Very good. So, last question. How has teaching changed in your country in the last few decades?
In my country, I have to say it is not that I don't see very much of a big change. Still, there's a classroom and like 20-30 people and one teacher. But if we're talking about education-wise, people are much more into letting their kids go to school. So they starting to realize that education is important, whereas in the past, they thought that just reading a couple of sentences, if you're capable of reading just a couple of sentences, you are just good to go. But now education is much more a big deal in our life. And I think also we are much more into just learning it, not just memorizing or talking like a practice.
Very good. So, these are very interesting topics that we have discussed, and you have given really nice structured answer for, especially for part 3 about education, the influences. You have given some arguments, your opinions, ideas for and ideas against. So thank you very much. That's a very well structured and good speaking mock test. Yeah. So if you were to give one piece of advice for future students, what would it be?
Well, I would probably say just like I think almost everyone will say, just do as much as practice tests as possible. There are a lot of books out there, whether you just go to a bookstore to buy one, or a lot of free online books that you can just look up to. So I think doing just 1 or 2 tasks per day for each skill is necessary, so that you won't miss out.
Yeah. So to summarize, we should read as much as possible and do as many practice tests as possible. So this will be the end of our speaking mock test.